Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Today, we're going to take a look at the Seraphon, and in particular, the Coalesced Claw subfaction of the army. Now we're going to go through the special rules of Coatl's Claw, talk a little bit about what this does for us on the tabletop before having a look at some units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Coatl's Claw army for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, to begin with, we get the Savagery Incarnate rule. We get to add 1 to wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by friendly Coatl's Claw Saurus and Coatl's Claw Kroxigor units that have made a charge move in the same turn. So straight away, this is sort of going to push us down this line, and on top of this, we will also get the fact that both Kroxigor and Kroxigor Warspawned will become battle line in this particular subfaction as well. So we're definitely being pushed down a route to play with some Kroxigor on the table, which I think is awesome, allowing us to actually run a monstrous infantry style Seraphon force. Now, this is obviously going to mean, we're going to have some sort of things that go well with Kroxigor, so Skinks definitely have their place within Coatl's Claw. Normally, Skinks aren't going to be the most plentiful unit in, say, a coalesced army, but when you've got Kroxigor and they can use commands on them through the leaders of the Skink units, the Skink Alphas, they definitely become very useful. Now on top of this, we are going to be a coalesced Seraphon form. So this is going to provide us with a variety of different things. First of all, Predatory Fighters means we add 1 to the bite rolls for any coalesced Kroxigor or coalesced Saurus units with Saurus Jaws, Mighty Saurus Jaws, or the Vice-like Jaws ability. Scaly Skin also means we just -1 damage on our Kroxigor, Saurus, and monster models as well. And we've got a variety of different monstrous rampages available to monsters within the subfaction as well. And so, where to begin with this force? For me, Saurus Old Blood, I think, is a great place to start. So first of all, Saurus are going to be the only type of secondary character other than Slen that are going to get access to artifacts and command traits. So while definitely Skinks do benefit having, some Kroxigors around them and stuff like that, you are going to want some Saurus if you're going to want to unlock some of these command traits, especially if you're not wanting to include Slan in your force. Now, the Saurus Old Blood is pretty decent. 7 wounds and a 3-up save with 5 attacks with a 2-inch range in melee, 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 2 with that Relic Celestite weapon. You've got the Predatory Exemplar, where in the combat phase you can pick this unit to fight for the first time. A friendly Saurus Warriors or Saurus Guard unit, immediately you can fight after them. And in the combat phase, this unit issues the all-out attack command to Saurus Warriors or Saurus Guard. In addition to the effect of the command ability, add 1 to wound rolls for those attacks as well. So if you're including some Saurus in the force, he's definitely going to give you a really big force multiplier. Now, other than that, we do have the Mighty Saurus Jaws. This allows on 6-up to do some mortal wounds. 3 dice are rolled. Any enemy unit within 1 inch can be targeted with this. Now, joining the Saurus Old Blood, we have the Kroxigor Warspawn, which I think are probably the Kroxigor unit you're probably going to use more of. They require less of the Skinks to be around them, which I think is probably the most useful. Also, they're just outright that little bit more damage dealing. So, first of all, you have 4 wounds, 4-up save, 5-inch move, and Bravery 7. And you've got the Drakefang Warpick, which will be the standard weapon, and 1 in 3 models will get a Starfang Warpick. So the Drakefang Warpick and Starfang Warpick both had 2-inch range, 3 attacks, though here's where they differ in their actual damage. So hitting and wounding is 4s and 3s on the Drakefang, while it's 3s and 3s on the Starfang. Both are rend -2, but the Starfang is damage 3, where the Drakefang is damage 2. Now, units of Skinks, their champions can issue commands to any friendly Kroxigor unit wholly within 12 inch of them. Heavy Scaled Skin means you're subtracting 1 from wound rolls for attacks with missile weapons that target the unit. Spawn of Sote, you add 1 to the attacks characteristic if there's any friendly Skink units wholly within 12 inch. And the Vice-like Jaws, they get you roll a 3 dice per model and can potentially cause some mortal wounds. Now, looking at some other units we can use to bring into this little force, we have the regular Kroxigor. Now, same stat line as base, 5-inch move, 4 on the wounds, 4+ save, and Bravery 7. They have some different weapons. So they've got their Drakebite Mauls, which is the standard weapon for the unit, and then 1 in 3 models can have a Moonstone Hammer. The Drakebite Mauls are 2-inch range, 4 attack, 4s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 2, and the Moonstone Hammer is 4s attacks, 3s and 3s, Ren 1, damage 3 with a 2-inch range as well. Now, like the other unit, they can have Skink champions issue commands to them, but If the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a Drakebite Maul or Moonstone Hammer is a 6, the target has more than 10 models in the unit, that attack will score 2 hits instead of 1, so which is really nice. They've also got the Vice-like Jaw ability there as well, so these guys generally will work better against larger units where your Warspawn will generally just kick out more damage and get more attacks. Generally through, though you are going to get more wounds, you've got, that better sort of rend and stuff on the Warspawn. So there's things to play around with the two. I do like the rend on them there. There's a lot of save stacking in the game at the moment, a lot of high armor saves, so that extra rend can really come in handy for. Now, obviously, we're going to want to bring some skinks alongside them. Skink units are relatively cheap. They're a battle line unit, 85 points for 10 models. 6+ save, though you can get a 5 up if you choose to have the Star Bucklers. And you've got the option between either Meteoric Javelins or Bolt Spitters. These two weapons, your Meteoric Javelins, are an 8-inch range, 1 attack, 4s and 5s, Ren 1, damage 1 shooting attack, or the Bolt Spitter is 16-inch range, 1 attack, 4s and 5s, but no rend, damage 1. The Swift and Nimble rule is also really fun on the unit, where each time they receive a run or a redeploy command, they can roll 2 dice and pick the highest one. Now, looking at some support heroes we can bring in, definitely looking at some skink heroes to bring into your force can be a really fun way to go. And the first of these is the Skink Star Priest. This is a really solid hero, I think, available to the force. The Skink Star Priest has his Serpent Staff ability, where he's going to be able to provide the ability on a friendly Seraphon unit to do mortal wounds in addition to any other damage on the wound roll of 6, which is really nice. On top of that, he's got a War Scroll spell that is just going to be -1 to hit, which is really solid as a War Scroll spell. Now, we've also got the Stegodon Chief. I think this is a really fun model to have a look at. The Stegodon Chief is going to have, that generic sort of Stegodon. He's going to be a monster, so he's going to benefit from a bunch of the different coalesced abilities. The Stegodon itself is packing out a lot of Ren 1 damage 2 attacks, though its massive horns will be damage 4 at its highest bracket, which is really cool, though there are 2 attacks. And you've got a couple of different weapon options for your ranged weapon, which can either be the Skystreak Bow, which is a bit more aggressive damage, or the Sunfire Throwers, which are going to allow you to do some mortal wounds to nearby enemy units. And so this is the sample armor list that we've gone for with the Seraphon here. Obviously in Coalesced Claw, we've gone the Grand Strategy Realm Shaper Guardians. This just means we can't have our Realm Shaper engine targeted by a Smash to Rubble or similar ability. We also can't have any enemy units within 12 inch of our Realm Shaper engine at the end of the battle. Pretty good. Seraphon do have a variety of different good and relatively easy to complete grand strategies, which is really nice. The Triumph, we're only 10 points under, so not all that much chance we're going to get it, but Inspired +1 wound can be really nice on some of our powerful units. And then we go the Saurus Old Blood. Now, we've got him as the general, and we've gone for the Vengeful Defenders ability. At the start of your hero phase, if the general is hollow within your territory, you can pick this general up to 2 other friendly Saurus or Croxigor units hollow within 12 inch, and they can each make a normal move. Out of phase movement is just super good. This is going to allow us to get those Croxigor units, which are relatively slow, albeit really heavy hitting, across the table. Now, we then have an artifact called Sotek's Gaze, which is really fun. Enemy models with a wounds characteristic of 1 or 2 cannot contest objectives while they're within 6 inch of the bearer. This is really nice because generally our Croxigor are going to be outcapped on a lot of objectives. So having that, and then to back this up while we're playing in the current season, Stubborn as a Rhinox, letting the Saurus Old Blood count as 10 models on the objective is really nice. We then have a Skink Star Priest in the force as well, and we've gone with Heavenly Frenzy, which is able to give a friendly Seraphon unit run and charge. So this, coupled with the free movement from Vengeful Defenders, can be really fun to get a Croxigor unit across the table nice and quick. Now, battle line wise, we've got 2 units of 10 Skinks with Meteoric Javelins, and then we have the Croxigor Warspawn. We've got 1 unit of 6 there. 2-inch range weapons means they do work nicely in these larger units, and 1 unit of 3. This is just going to be a big heavy hitting force. Generally, it's going to be that big unit of 6 that we're going to try and get, the run and charge across the table with the Old Blood, and just try and smash something really early. We then have everything wrapped up inside a battle regiment, so it is a 1-drop force with 68 wounds on the table. 1 of our reinforcement units used up, no allies. If you've got some ideas for Seraphon in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, especially using Coatl's Claw and a Croxigor heavy force, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below, letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. Also, if you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so by one of the following ways, either by going to our Patreon or YouTube members, which are linked down in the video's description, grabbing yourself some merch from Teespring or Ko-fi stores, also linked down in the video's description, or by helping us by purchasing something through one of our channel sponsors with our discount codes, again, linked in the video's description. Now, as a special thank you to all our supporters, we'd like to give a shout out to all our Patrons and YouTube members. So thank you to our Patrons, Christian Witt, Soren, Candy Lyle, Alderan Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Dovemere, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Redmine, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lockloric, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty Tabletop Terrain, Davis Weird, James Tillman, Gargamel196, Disco, and John Castle. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel, and indeed to everyone who helps not only run our Discord, the Facebook groups we run as well, but also comes, joins, and plays in the games on the channel that you see as well. Thank you all once again for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.